Okay, in this video we are going to be talking about the Electro fighting style again. I know it's a lazy video idea. I've had a lot of school stuff coming up this week, so please forgive me for the lazy video idea. I know I just made a Mink video. I couldn't record any new matches, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to talk about something that I didn't feel I talked about enough in a previous video. Another thing is one of my speakers broke while I was about to edit this video, while I was listening to some music that I was thinking about putting in the video. And so if the audio levels are messed up a little bit, please let me know so I can know what to do for my next video. I definitely know that there might be a problem this video with it, but just saying that right now, one of my speakers is broken and I can't really listen properly from like the sound of my voice in comparison to the sound of the music and stuff. So yeah, but that's enough of that, and let's actually talk about Mink. So Mink, as everyone knows, is the worst fighting style in GPO, right? Everybody knows that it's the worst. I feel like there's no real argument there. Maybe 1 in a million people will argue that it's not that bad. It might not be that bad, but it's still definitely the worst. For example, let's talk about the kit. Electro Fist. I'm going to read off the descriptions and then we'll talk about it. Electro Fist electrifies your fist for 30 seconds, which increases your damage and makes your normal attacks always electrify your target. This can be stacked with hockey for extra damage. It says insane damage, but it's not insane damage. The most I've seen it increase your damage by is like 2. It's not insane increase. And the electrifying your target thing does give you extra stun, but the cooldown on it is very long. I know it lasts 30 seconds, but in combination with the cooldown, because the cooldown activates as soon as you pop it, so it also lasts for some of the duration. The cooldown's probably like 1.5 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, that's what it feels like in arena at least. So the skill isn't completely useless, and it's actually a pretty decent zero mastery skill. Like, for it being the first skill, it's genuinely not that bad. It's okay. It's definitely not great, but it works. It gets the job done, and with a little boost of damage, and it allows for some creativity in combos. It's definitely not that bad of a skill, and I think it's a relatively actually creative skill. So I would probably just lower the cooldown on it to make it so you can kind of use it a little more off cooldown, and that's all I would do to rework that move. And Electro Dash, this skill needs to be completely reworked in my opinion. I think it needs to not be used as a damage move and more as a mobility move. I think they should make it faster, make it useful for escaping combos or rushing down your target. Maybe if you dash at them, you can get an M1 off if they don't block, but instead of just rolling right past them, or maybe you can dash at them and grab them, or dash at them and do something, but just rolling past them and doing a tick or two of like 10 damage with 500 skill points in the mastery is really bad, like really, really bad. The only good thing I've ever found to do with it is wall combo, but that just feels really cheesy and toxic, and it's just not worth doing, and you're definitely going to get hated on for it in arena, and people are probably going to retaliate by playing in even more toxic manners. So yeah, I would say that everything about this move kind of sucks, except for like maybe the stamina drain and the cooldown, I guess. But yeah, make it so you stop once you make contact with the target and do something. Either stun them enough to get a combo off, stun them and like knock them back, do like a weird grab thing, I don't know, but something along those lines would be fantastic for that move. And I think it would really, it would make for a good either combo finisher or a combo starter for sure. Like you knock someone away, dash, and knock them back a bit farther while getting some damage off, or you dash at them to start a combo and get some M1s off. That would be fantastic. Electro Luna is actually my favorite move out of the whole kit. It's really solid. You can, I think, true combo it out of M1s. It deals pretty good damage with it, scales well with mastery. You know, it's good. It's actually really solid. I would not change this move, to be honest with you. Yeah, if you've ever seen it, like you literally just like go place your hands to the ground and shoot a couple bolts of lightning forward, and it does a reasonable amount of damage for however much you put in Devil Fruit, or in what's it called, in Electro fighting style. And yeah, there's not too much to say about that one. Electro Rain, the user jumps into the sky and throws multiple lightning strikes down below in front of them, sending around 5 to 7 lightning bolts, dealing medium damage with good range. This skill can be good if you can hit it, but if you're fighting anyone who's half decent, they'll never get hit by this skill. It can actually deal surprisingly good damage. Like, I had 500 in Devil Fruit, and I was doing 67 tick with it. And hold on, let me do the math on that. I think it can hit for a max of 7 times. That could be 469 damage, and let's just say that it only hits like 3 times. That's still 201 damage. So it can still deal really good damage. I mean, I did have 500 in Electro, but it's still dealing like surprisingly good damage. The only problem with it is it's borderline impossible to land half the time, because anybody with half a brain will dodge it. And also, let's say you get a PB off and you want to go for it, it doesn't hit directly below you, it only hits like in front of you. So I would say to change this skill, I would make it so it hits also directly beneath you as well as in front of you, instead of just in front of you, because it leaves for this weird space where they won't get hit when it feels like they should. So yeah, the skill being hard to land but dealing really good damage is fair. I think it's just landing the skill is borderline impossible, so it's kind of sucks for that. Let's talk about the ult, Raiju Punishment. The user jumps in the air while spinning and then instantly hits the ground, causing an AoE attack with massive damage that knocks targets far away and makes them take fall damage. This move, however, costs 65 stamina and is a close range move, and it can bypass Logia Reflex. It cannot bypass Logia Reflex, last I checked. I didn't try it without Hockey last video, but in my first video I did, and it did not hit through Logia Bar. But I'm not too positive. I'd have to test it again. I don't know when this was written. But as an ult, first of all, its damage is not great by any means, but I mean, it's a fighting style ult, so the damage on those is usually pretty bad. But this being very easy to PB, like incredibly easy to PB, does not help. And also it being a small AoE and not doing much damage, like I feel like it should have a higher AoE if it's doing that much damage. And it also has a fairly large windup, giving someone enough time to just GPO once and dodge the whole thing, which really sucks. I've tried up tilting into it and I had someone PB me, and that really sucked. So comboing into it is also pretty off the table. I think a way this could be reworked is if you I didn't really think of this one because I feel like the move itself is pretty bad. So I was thinking if you want to rework the entire move, which they definitely won't do because they don't rework anything like that, I would change it to probably just like electrify the floor in a large AoE for a certain amount of time, similar to Ice Age, dealing like tick damage over time and just having the person stuck in place for a little while you're doing the skill. I mean, you wouldn't be able to get combos off because of it, but it would just like keep them in there, kind of like a black hole kind of thing. But that's obviously just me dreaming. A more reasonable rework would be that Raiju Punishment just has a shorter windup. Yeah, if it had a shorter windup, it would be better because you wouldn't be able to PB it as easily at all. And it, I think it already has hyper armor, so that's pretty good. But yeah, just make it faster, and then it's an actual reasonable ult because you can just walk up to someone and pop it. But it being as slow as it is kind of makes it hard. It gives people a lot of time to run, because a lot of, like, when you're trying to pop it mid M1 combo, you can kind of, you know, doesn't really just work out. So that's really annoying. But yeah, it is definitely the worst fighting style in the game. It gets a lot of hate, and I think most of it is really, really reasonable because it's not good at anything. I know the way I described it didn't make it seem too bad, and I feel like the way I was using it in my last video also didn't make it seem too bad, but it's when you compare it to other devil fruits, other fighting styles like Rokushiki. Just GPO alone almost makes it better than this whole fighting style, because oh my god, it not having GPO and sucking as much as it does, like Fishman is second worst, but barely, because even though it doesn't have GPO, it has insane combo ability and great M1 scaling. I don't know if the M1 scaling for Mink is similar or not, I didn't test, but it also has a really solid guard break. Oh yeah, did I mention Electro doesn't have a single guard break that isn't the ult? I'm saying make Electro dash like a move that goes through guard but deals low damage, or like guard breaks but deals low damage. That's all I'm saying. Like, just have it be like a quick blitz move, similar to like kind of like a flash smash, but it wouldn't like knock back. Well, it could knock back depending on how they want to take the move, but you know, keeping it open-ended, have it similar to like a flash smash. Electro Fist, again, super solid. I actually think it was really creative, having something that you pop onto your hands, dealing extra damage and dealing extra stun. I didn't think they thought anyone would use it to create any elaborate combos, but here we are with Eneru's Staff Hiei Infinite combos that exist, and that's super interesting that people could even come up with that. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. But I think that's everything I want to say about Mink and the Electro fighting style. I don't know how this video will like create any notice about Mink, considering the fact that I just made one yesterday too. But hey, I know it's a bit of a lazy video idea, and I know that it isn't great and my speakers are broken, but please bear with me. I'm gonna try to get new speakers. Just Halloween's this weekend, got plans and stuff, got school stuff. But I hope that this is what you guys wanted, because I had a lot of recommendations for me to make Mink videos talking about Mink, because they wanted more publicity about how Mink sucks and needs to be reworked and needs to be buffed. So I hope I did all my fans who asked for this justice. Remember to like, subscribe. I'm trying to make this video a little bit longer, forgive me. But yeah, make sure to like, subscribe. We're almost at 10k. We're at 9 point something, 9.1, 9.2, something like that. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.